Hey, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Sean, aka Sean Knight 3000. What's going on with y'all out there in YouTube land? Hopefully, you guys are having a good Friday, and it's going to be an even better weekend. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that happened to me yesterday, and it involves Uber Eats. Yesterday, about 3:50 p.m., I picked up this order for this lady, and I took it to where she worked. She wanted some, I guess it was her late dinner, because I got there about 4 o'clock. And she was working. I'm not going to give her a name or anything like that, because I don't want anybody, I'm never going to try to blow up anybody. Damn, how come my battery be low? I ended up charging this thing all night. But yesterday, because she was where she worked, there were no parking spots in front of her building where she was working. And so I'm double parked, and I'm in a bus lane. And there's this bus, big ass city bus, barreling down on me from behind. So she sticks her head out the door, yelling to me, "Bring me my food." So I'm yelling back, "Ma'am, there's no place for me to park. I'm sitting here double parked in a bus lane. It's since UberEats Curbside, can you come no more than 25 feet, and get your food?" She yelling at me, "No, bring me my food." So I'm like, there's a bus coming. I'm sitting right dead smack in a bus lane. I'm not going to jump out and bring her her food, because you're basically inviting a ticket at that point. So I end up driving around. I ended up parking like a block away. Walk there. I'm mad as hell. I take her food. She's telling me, "I've never heard of Uber Eats being curbside." You went to the website to sign up. Or when you downloaded the app, you mean to tell me there was nothing on the app telling you that Uber Eats is curbside? You don't know that it's curbside, but you know that you don't have to tip. Part of that I blame on Uber Eats, because they're so eager to attract customers onto the platform that they're ambiguous about whether or not it's curbside or is it door-to-door. And so they're telling us, well, be mindful of customer service and shit like that. But at the same time, Uber Eats is supposed to be curbside. In fact, one of the things that attracted a lot of drivers to Uber Eats was you're not even supposed to get out of your car as a delivery person. When you get to the restaurant, someone at the restaurant is supposed to bring you the food, hand it to you through the window. You drive to the customer. They come out and get the food at the window. You're never supposed to leave your seat. That's the definition of curbside. And all the little advertisement that they did to attract drivers to Uber Eats, that was one of the selling points. Drivers were never supposed to leave their seat. You're supposed to get the food from someone at the restaurant is supposed to bring it out to you, and you deliver it to the customer. But then you hear all kinds of contradictory things. Well, in the daytime, it's supposed to be door-to-door, but at night, it's curbside. It can't be both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that it's going to be door-to-door or it's going to be curbside. It's either or. It's not, you can't pick and choose. Because I don't know where Uber Eats is based. I don't know where their corporate headquarters is. I do know that I live in Chicago, where the weather can literally change hour by hour. Classic example would be what? Wednesday? I'm sitting on Stony Island, waiting on the light to change. Sun is shining when I pull up to the light. Between then and the light changing, it had went dark, then it started raining, and then hail began to fall. Yes, hail. We had a hailstorm here in Chicago. No, it was Monday. Monday, my bad. Not Wednesday, Monday. It was Monday. And I'm still delivering. I don't turn off the app and go home. I'm still delivering. That's how weather conditions change here in Chicago. So if we get to pick and choose, do we also get to pick and choose by the weather conditions? If it's raining, if it's very, very windy, if it's very, very cold, if it's snowing, if there's ice, do I get to say, well, it's curbside, so I'm not going to slip and fall bringing you some damn food? Uber, make it clearer to your customers whether or not it's curbside, because apparently people aren't getting the message. Correction. Black people aren't getting the message. I didn't want to make this about race, but it kind of divides itself along racial lines. I've delivered to whites, blacks, Asians, Hispanics. Hispanics come out and get their food. Whites come out and get their food. With the exception of one Asian couple, all the Asians that I've delivered to meet me at my door, either side, and get their food. Blacks are the only ones, black people are the only ones who insist that you bring the food to their door. Now, that's not all black people. I've had quite a few black people come out to the car and get their food. But for the vast majority of black people, young and old, now if it's an older person, I don't mind. I really don't. I'll take the food directly up to their door. It's no problem. You're an older person. You deserve respect. You deserve not to have to walk out and get your food. I got that. I have no problem with that. But if you're young, you don't want to come out and get your own food when you know it's curbside. You know the rule about the fact that you don't have to tip me, which is why I get doors slammed in my face all the time. But you don't know that it's curbside. Now, I understand, once again, if you got a situation where you can't come out, you got small children. Because I've had a few women, young women in fact, text me because I text them, hey, Uber Eats, I'm here. They text me back, can you bring it up to my apartment? I'm on the second floor or the third floor. I have small kids. Once again, I got no problem with that because I don't want you leaving those babies by themselves during that little 2 to 3 minutes that you come downstairs to get the food. Anything can happen. So I don't mind bringing you the food. But for you not to know that Uber Eats is curbside, and for you to be a young, healthy person, it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable that you throw this back in a driver's face. I didn't know. Well, I've never heard of that. Like yesterday, this chick honestly and truthfully told me, well, I've never heard of Uber Eats. All the other drivers, they park there. They park in the bus lane. They just put their hazards on and they run in and they give me my food. And they run back to their car. Well, damn, lady, why do you think they're running? Because they know that they're illegally parked. First of all, you're double parked, and then you're parked in a bus lane. That's a ticket on two fronts. One, for being double parked. Two, you're parked in a bus lane. That's why they're running. Because they're trying to get you your food and get back to their vehicle so they don't get a ticket. And in Chicago, like I said, I already got a ticket last week when the police honestly and truthfully saw me taking food to someone's house. They saw me get out of the vehicle, get the food out of the back seat, walk to the building, give this person their food, walk back to my vehicle, and I still got a ticket. They pulled up as soon as I closed my back door and jumped out and started writing this damn ticket. And you've gotten deliveries before. Why would you put a driver through that? Why would you put a driver in that situation where they could get a ticket? Just to bring you your food when you don't want to walk outside 20, 25 feet. You at work. I could see if you were at home, you're in your bathrobe, you're in your panties and bra, whatever. That's one thing. You got small kids, something else is going on in your house. That's understandable. You at work. You perfectly fine if a driver gets a ticket, so long as you get your damn rib tips. Come on now. Like I say, it's almost always black people. White people will leave their house, come outside, get their food. Asians, no problem. Like I say, with the exception of that one couple where I had to take their food up to the freaking 17th floor. And they still didn't give me a tip because they understood you don't have to tip on Uber. So they didn't. This chick yesterday, she want me to risk getting a ticket, but when I bring you your food, I don't get a tip. And I'm guessing none of the other drivers have ever gotten a tip. But you want door-to-door service. If there's ample parking, I got no problem doing it. But I got a ticket. Trying to go above and beyond customer service to bring someone their food. Because I really didn't think if the police could see me the entire time delivering food, I would get a ticket. That's bullshit. They gave me a ticket. The moment I closed my door, they considered me parked. The moment I closed my door, didn't matter if I was making a delivery. I was parked illegally, and so I got a ticket. So Uber needs to be a lot more concise in telling the customers, look, this is curbside. Or people need to get their act together and stop this bullcrap game plan. It's not like when you used to call your local restaurant and, order a delivery and the guy would bring it to your door because he's hustling for tips. He's hustling for tips. He's bringing your food to you because he wants a little tip money. That's how you survive in customer service. You don't survive on your pay. You survive on tips. Tips make a huge difference in customer service. It really does. But Uber has this thing where one of their attractions is you don't have to tip. That's one of the reasons why people like it. But then you want the same level of service you got from some place that you were tipping. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways because like I told the chick yesterday, I'm not going to get another ticket ever to bring someone their food. So here's how it's going to happen from now on with me. If I'm in a spot where I can park, no problem. But if I'm in a spot where I can't park and I'm sitting there and I text you and you look outside your door, which happens a lot, I've had people standing there in their doorway, looking out their screen door at me. I'm looking back at them. It's like that Weird Al song, Trapped in the Driveway or Trapped in the Drive-Thru. I think that's what it's called, Trapped in the Drive-Thru. I looked at him, and he looked at me. I looked at him, and he looked at me. That's how it is. I'm looking at you, you looking at me. You want me to come bring the food to you. I have to damn near practically spoon feed you your own damn food. That's what you pretty much want. Instead of you coming out and getting your food. So from now on, here's how it's going to be. If I'm in a spot where I can park, I don't mind. But if I'm in a spot where I feel like if I get out of my car, I'm going to get a ticket. You don't want to come out to the car and get your food. I'm going to text you, come and get your food. This is curbside. You don't believe me? Check your app. Check the website. And you still don't want to come out? I'm going to cancel your order. And you can call that restaurant and reorder and have another driver bring you some more food. And when UberEats contacts me, well, why did you cancel? Because I'm not going to get a fucking ticket to bring somebody their damn rib tips. I already got a ticket that I got to pay. Uber's not going to pay my parking ticket. They're not. And they're not going to pay your parking ticket. They're not. This is a company that doesn't even do your taxes or provides you with health care or vehicle maintenance or insurance for your vehicle or insurance for yourself. So they're going to pay a parking ticket for you, right? Wrong. Be smart. Be smart. I'm going to cancel your order. And when Uber calls me, why did you cancel the order? Because I was in jeopardy of getting a ticket. This person was 20 feet away from me, 20 to 25 feet away from me, and she didn't want to come out and get her food. I'm not going to get a ticket to take someone their food. It's not going to happen. I got one. Thank you. That's the last one I'm going to get doing this job. Same thing applies to speeding. I'm not going to speed to get you your food. You can track me on your phone. I can see how long it's going to take me to get there. I try to get there within that time. But if it's rush hour, like now, and this afternoon is going to be, hey, if I'm 2 to 3 minutes late, you understand. We all live in this city together. You know how traffic is at certain times of the day. You know construction is hella mad right now. It ain't even mad. It's hella mad in this city. You can go down streets that yesterday were wide open. You turn to go down that street and there are construction vehicles down there now. The street is torn up today that yesterday you flew down at 25, 30 miles an hour. That's how Chicago works. Yesterday the street was fine. Today it's torn up. There are construction workers down there taking a coffee break or just standing around doing nothing. So now you got to reroute. You got to go an extra 2 blocks because you're one-way streeting it. If you're going down a one-way street, you can't go down to the next street. It's going in the opposite direction. So you got to go 2 blocks, turn, and come back 2 blocks. That might be an extra minute or two, depending on how traffic is that time of day. Depending on whether or not a senior citizen is crossing the street or a chick with kids is crossing the street. You can't just blow through there. You got to be cognizant of that. You don't want to run over an old person. And you sure Sunday morning don't want to run over a baby. So that might take you an extra minute or two. And people will actually people will call you. You went past my house. There's construction down your street. Haven't you looked out yet? Haven't you been outside this morning? Damn. I can't come down your block. I have to go another way to come down to your block. But yeah, you get people who will actually call. You missed my house. You went past my house. You can't even go and do a U-turn. If the person is on the opposite side of the street, I will do a U-turn. I will go down past their house, do a U-turn, come back so I can park as close to your house as humanly possible. People impatient have called my phone. You went past my house. I'm doing a U-turn so I can park as close to you as possible. I don't want to try to run across the street and risk getting hit to bring you a goddamn sandwich. But then you tell them that, oh, okay. You couldn't formulate that on your own? I had to explain that to you? Damn, really? But this message is not for Uber Eats customers. This message is for Uber Eats itself. Maybe in bold print, change the font size, change the coloring. Let people know that it's curbside service. Stop being so damn ambiguous about whether or not it's curbside or door to door. Either it's curbside all the time or it's door to door all the time. You don't get to pick and choose. You don't. Because if we don't get tips, then we should have the option to decide whether or not I'm getting out of my car and bringing you this food, or I'm going to sit in my car and you come and get it. It's just that simple, Uber. It's not rocket science. You can't say, well, be mindful of customer service when you yourself isn't. When your president or CEO or whatever the hell he is on YouTube, caught on camera, basically telling all of us drivers that they don't give a damn about us and what we need, what we want. And And then you fuck up the thing at the airport in New York. Your customer service skills need work too. So you can't tell us, well, be mindful of customer service when you yourself need to take a course in that. Fix this problem before you have drivers telling people off, telling your customers what they can do with their food. And trust me, it involves going inside. It just don't involve going down the throat. Okay? So take care of that. That's it. I'm done with the rant. You guys have a good day, good Friday, good weekend. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.